Oh, that was really cool. Guys, Jack here, JBF Music and Guitar Lessons. What I've got in store for you today is a reaction and analysis to a highly requested Alip Ba Ta cover of what I believe is an Indonesian folk song. Please forgive my butchered pronunciation and make sure to correct me in the comments. I would guess Lingsir Wengi. Let me know how bad a job I did trying to say that. As always, a huge shout out and a massive thank you to Rabbi Rabs, Matt Hartzman, Glenn Kelly, Stephen Williams, Rebecca Hay and Dales Goes for their continued support on Patreon. If you have the means and inclination to support the channel, make sure to hit up patreon.com/jbfmusic. Or if you fancy just chucking the virtual tip in the hat as it were, there's a PayPal link down below as well. So before we get into this, I think I can see at least two tricks going on. I think he's bending the string behind the nut, and it looks like he's doing an artificial harmonic. Not easy things to do separately, let alone combined, let alone on an acoustic guitar that's not really designed for that to be done to it. But enough speculating from me, let's just see what he's got in store. Oh, is he doing that as well? Very cool. Ah, he's using the tuning pegs too. No. Okay. I can see why this one's been recommended for such a long time. There's so much going on here. The harmonics, yeah, you can get special tuners to detune the note, but I think he's just got normal ones. And he's just doing it really well. I'm going to put this back and listen to it again. Harmonics everywhere. Lovely little chord. Okay. Hammers from nowhere as well. The left hand strengths to make it all even is outstanding. Beautiful piece as well. Oh, that's really cool. Perfectly intonating these bends as well. Really making it sing. Artificial harmonics beyond the fretboard with the hammer-ons from nowhere as well. Nice little bits of legato. It's the creativity to come up with it in the first place as well. Then problem solve how you're going to play it on a guitar. Then learning to do it. Then playing it well. It's nice. Oh, that was cool. Little kind of pre-bend and back down. When he's doing this slappy thing here, I think he's hitting more than one tapped harmonic or slapped harmonic. You have to remember which strings are in tune and which ones are detuned, and make sure you don't hit one that's out of tune. It's almost like kind of, you know, the problem solving in the video game Tetris. It's like that combined with music. One of these sneaky right harmonics as well. That one still evades me. Oh, that was really cool. Reminds me a lot of Marty Friedman's playing, bending notes into key from what we call accidentals in Western music. Very vocal. Oh, that was really cool. Okay. He's repeating enough that I can see the mechanics behind what he's doing. Couldn't do it. He knows he smashed it. He knows he nailed that. Right, I'm going to try my best to break some of this down. There are two bits in particular that have really jumped out at me. I will not get them up to speed. I will not get them sounding as good. But hopefully I can explain at least a small amount of what's going on here. So this is the first bit. So that the kind of melody, I'll explain what's happening on the high string first and then what's going on with the lower ones. So we have this 3rd fret on the E string up to the 7th fret, where we're going to bend it by a semitone. So you want this note to sound. Back to pitch, back to that 3rd fret. And then here, this is the pre-bend I mentioned in passing that obviously Marty Friedman, the guitar player from Megadeth, has taken a lot of inspiration from music like this, so it's a technique I have heard before, but in like a more kind of rock metal context. So you pre-bend the 6th fret up to the 7th. So before hitting the string, you bend it, back down to pitch, and then up again. So you have this. Try and play it slower, but I'll probably run out of sustain. So what he's doing along with that on the thumb is we have a little bit of interesting tuning going on. This string is still an E. This one, at this point in the song anyway, has been tuned down to a G, and what used to be the D string is now a B. So we've got an E, a G, and a B, which is quite clever because that is an E minor triad. So you could probably so you can outline the chord by just using those 3 strings, which is a very clever way to do this. So this note is by itself, this 3rd fret on the high E string. We then come up to the 7th fret, and when we play that, you want to simultaneously pluck this string here, the 5th string, with your thumb. And remember to still put the bend on the E string, back down to pitch. And when it goes back down to pitch, we play this string here, the 4th string. So you've got, right, this note by itself, 2 together with the bend, back to pitch, onto the next string. We're then onto this 3rd fret again. And then I'll double check the timing of that one. Yeah, so there's a few wee mistakes here to tidy it up a bit more. What we want to do, starting off the same. This bit, you want to rebend, you want to release the bend, bend it back up and back down. So we have something more like. Let me go to the 3rd fret by itself, hit that low open E string, go up to the 6th fret, to the pre-bend, release and back up. So it's like a tongue twister for guitar. Let's try and string that whole thing together, if I can even remember it. Okay, oh, that's a doozy. The next part I want to have a look at is this one here. Just that, okay. So many techniques in such like 2 seconds of music. So let's listen to it one more time. So, there's There's two different types of harmonics going on here, and he's doing a behind the nut bend. That's the most... It's incredibly cool the way he does it, but it's the most straightforward thing to explain. Basically play a string, and behind the nut, you push down on it, and it'll slightly raise the pitch. Bit of a closer look. So this hand here is just manipulating the pitch. The other things he's doing are a tapped or slapped harmonic, where you basically take your finger and just hit it across the fret wire. So here on the 12th fret across the E, B and G strings. And that should, if you go directly above the fret wire, it should get you in the right ballpark. So you can see the fret wire here, with the 12th fret. Just try to keep my finger as straight as possible and hitting above that fret wire. He's also doing artificial harmonics, so he's taking his finger and resting it above the 12th fret on the B string and picking the string with what he's actually doing. This is incredibly difficult for me. I can pick it with my thumb, but he's actually using his second finger to pick it, which I can barely do. But that's how he's playing it. Resting this finger just above the fret wire, so I'm not holding the string down, and picking the string with the second finger. You can hear I can barely do it. That's not enough for this man, the myth, the legend that is Alip Ba Ta. He can't just do one of these things in isolation. Oh no, no, no. He's going to combine all three and do them one after the other and together at the same time. So we have this harmonic, this slapped or tapped harmonic. And then, where do we go from there? So break down that part. Slapped harmonic. If you are a bit sloppy like me, just use your thumb to mute out these lower strings and they won't ring out. We're then doing an artificial harmonics. This is where you rest your finger just above the 12th fret on that B string, pick it once, one more time, and do this bend by pushing down on the B string behind the nut. What he's also doing is playing a string underneath it. So, right. Playing that 4th string there. Oh man. Oh. So here, for reference, I've got that's an E string still. I've got that as a G. I don't know if it's a G here or not in the song. This one he's bent to retuned to be a C. So somewhere in between this lick and the other one, he's managed to do some crafty retuning. And this is what I was talking about when it's like you need to be aware of what the strings are actually tuned to. And if you want to play them, you need to be able to get back to that. The pitch you want it in. It's like rocket science on guitar here. It's above my pay grade. So we got this kind of E thing. And then this is stupidly hard. I can't do this at all. 12th fret, first finger above it. Pick the string with your second finger. Do that again. And when you do it this time, also play the 5th string open with your thumb. And then bend behind the nut here. So, can I get it? It's just like on the floor all over again. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check out me trying to play that and failing with the eye up in the corner. I think that's about as good as I'm going to get there. So I'll slow it down for you. So Alip Ba Ta doing what he does best, once again tying my fingers and my brain in knots. You can check out more Alip Ba Ta in these videos, you can hit subscribe to keep up to date with the channel or support it via Patreon. But cheers guys, hope you're having a great one.